Thatch here, and today we're going to be talking about brand new weaponry coming into Apex Legends. Now luckily, we got a leak and it lets us know a lot about the Bocek Bow, and energy marksman, and energy drum SMG, and also what it means for the future of the game in terms of the meta. So we're going to go over all the leaks and information we know today. We're also going to go ahead and give out 45 bucks. All you got to do is like, comment, subscribe. You guys know the drill. But without further ado, let's jump into today's topic. So we just got a pretty big leak the other day from Titan, who let us know a bunch of new stuff coming to the game, at least in terms of weapon meta and the new legend, and it all revolves around the new legend Artemis. Now Artemis, as most of us are aware, seems to be the mother of Vantage. At least that is what is proposed right now. Respawn can always change the story, but right now that is what lines up. Now, Artemis apparently, according to Titan, has a crossbow ability, most likely her ultimate, and this crossbow is a modified version of the Bocek Bow. A new shotgun is also in the works that shoots arrows, which I actually remember covering a couple of months ago in a YouTube video, so it's nice to see that that is still being worked on. Along with that, the Bocek Bow will probably be floor loot again, finally taking it out of the care package. Now, a lot of this is very interesting. The first thing to know is that the reason that they are likely going to put the Bocek Bow back on the ground is, well, thanks to Pornhub, we know fully kitted weapons are being tested, and well, we can actually already see that in solos, as we've talked about before. I actually think this is a great concept, and I think fully kitted weapons will actually make the loot in Apex Legends a lot better. It'll streamline rotation paths, and will make getting weapons a lot easier. There's also something that I've heard where instead of just finding them on the ground, you'll actually be able to do them at the replicator like we had in past seasons where you could craft a weapon. They took it out a while ago, but it would be interesting if they brought it back. But now with the fully kitted system, that's what I've been hearing at least. The loot pool has always been an issue. You go back to 2021 and players were asking Jay Beebs, who's one of the lead developers on the balance, to remove weapons such as the P20, Bocek, or 3030. And Jay said he actually cares about the Bocek. We got stuff in mind. We can't keep releasing weapons without considering the health of the loot pool. So it is very evident that this is something that they are going to be changing and going ahead and doing. However, due to the fact that the Bocek is coming back on the floor, there is some other stuff that we, had to talk about. Because there are a bunch of rumors and changes that you can see here, such as the Maelstrom LMG and Scorpion C70 were scrapped. The Scorpion was another bow weapon, and it looks like that has been turned into Artemis's ultimate. At least that is what Titan and other people are talking about. Along with that, the Fnatic pistols became a hop-up. It converts the Akimbo P2020 ammo type to energy. Unclear if the hop-up is also scrapped. Now, most of you know we are getting dual-wielding weapons next season with the district map. It is for the Mozambique and the P2020, and it looks like, according to this, that we will not be getting a new weapon, but instead a new hop-up that converts the dual-wielding weapons to the Fnatic, or at least what we saw in the early look. Right here on screen, you can actually see this is the Scorpion C80. This is it being tested with the Havoc skin on top of it. It's just a crossbow that's automatic. The Maelstrom, you can see here, is an LMG. It was a light one. It makes sense that they scrapped it because, well, I mean, to be perfectly clear, you already have the Spitfire. You don't need another light LMG. And of course, here's the Fnatic. It is an energy pistol that actually uses the P2020, funny enough, which makes sense with why it is now being turned into a hop-up. I wonder if it will still keep the charge function. As you can see here, you can actually charge up the energy shots. And the only other weapon here that has no new information on it is the Gemini, which is also a SMG, where if you have two of them, you can actually swap between them faster than normal. Apex Legends has been very slow adding in these new weapons. It takes about 5 seasons before we see a new one, and it does line up that next season we would get one. But it could just end up being the Fnatic pop-up, which I think would count as a new weapon, if I'm being perfectly honest, as it's a brand new way to play with the P2020 and Mozambique that makes them a little bit more useful. Now, of course, there was also something talked about with a brand new shotgun that fires arrows in a blast pattern. Most of you have heard about that. I believe the Shatter Caps was the early test for this. This was a hop-up that rounds split into a blast pattern on firing. It was removed from the game, hasn't come back since, but they do this a lot. They add in hop-ups and new stuff that we test out and try, and then they decide if it will work in the game with a new weapon coming in. Apparently, they thought that this one would work. Sadly, though, we're still waiting on a lot of other things that were data mined from a long time ago, such as explosive rounds, which were found in the files. This actually lines up with the fact that we had data mined information confirming that there was the Archer, EPG, and the Softball, all which had voice lines and were tested. These are explosive weapons from Titanfall 2, actually. And the other ones that were data mined were the Car SMG, the Defender, which is actually the charge rifle, and the Volt. So obviously, these were at one point planned on coming into the game, but just never actually worked out. However, before we see Artemis with the new bow stuff finally coming into the game, we're gonna have to wait until Artemis actually does arrive, which the earliest ETA right now will be Season 23. Season 22 is probably gonna be Lifeline Reborn, or it could be Season 23, which would push Artemis to Season 24. We just don't have a clear ETA. However, we will probably be testing more new upcoming weapons very soon, as Ritz King did let us know that there are void weapons coming in that will be modified versions of the gun for an upcoming LTM. And this sounds like it will be a big test for a bunch of new stuff that they are testing, such as an SMG that uses a drum mag, that it's going to be energy related, which could end up being the Gemini. And there's also a marksman energy weapon being tested as well, which we haven't seen one of those actually added into the game, other than the triple take, which I'm really getting annoyed by getting hit with in ranked at this point. Let me know down below, how are you guys enjoying the meta currently in Apex Legends, and do any of these new weapons excite you or get you ready for upcoming seasons? Also, don't forget to check out the channel right here by my editor Novell, who does amazing Apex Legends content. And until next time, everyone, keep slaying the Outlands. I'll see you out there.